What's up, everybody? I'm the Bat Outer, and man, it's been a good week. I got to chop some wood, chop some trees. Just got done doing some work on the punching bag and doing an event with the university, hosting an event with four great, excellent music groups coming up on Saturday. So in like 2 days, if I put this video out on Thursday, good week. And down here in South Texas, we've had a week of highs in the 50s, lows in the 40s. Oh, it's been cloudy, windy. It's been perfect conditions for anything that you want to do. So, without further ado, I'm going to be finishing off the spoke Rohan Kishibe. I believe that I did cover Millionaire's Village in the last video, last episode, whatever you want to call it. And now we're on to Poacher's Coast, I believe it's called, right? To be quite honest, I've been not as invested in JoJo as I used to be. I think I've pretty much gotten everything that I can learn from the art style. The only things that I'd really want to take a look at in the future are Araki's colored pieces, such as each of the covers of these, as well as even the cover of this. Just because they're so unique and creative that there are so many ideas you can take from the colored ones, more than some of the interior manga pages. Hence why I haven't been reviewing as much JoJo, I haven't been buying as much JoJo, because there's only so much you can learn from thousands of pages of one art style, unless you're looking for very specific things, which, as of right now, I'm not. Especially with how invested I am in Berserk, but this isn't the Berserk video. It starts off with Rohan finishing the warm-ups and eating at Tonio's cafe until Tonio approaches him and says, "Rohan, I need you to help me go get these very specific kuro awabi from a shore off of Morio." And Rohan's like, wait a minute. He says, "Hold on, this sounds like poaching." And he says, "That must mean it's illegal." And he goes, whoa. He's like, "All I have to do is hold a light, and I just read it and do this and do that." He's like, "That's why I'm interested." And classic Rohan moment right there. Gotta love the character. That's why I like the character so much, because it's so obviously unorthodox, something that would put most people off is like, "Oh, hey," you know? It's predictable, but it's still a lot of fun. So they go to the coast. They have this big legend that people used to harvest them real easy. But, of course, since it's JoJo, it doesn't go that easy. Hold on. I don't know why I'm having trouble holding the camera. They're saying that they're going to go take these fish out during the current, so that way they don't latch onto you. They say if it latches onto something, you can't even use an industrial, like, prier, not even a crowbar can pry them off of whatever they latch onto. So they're going to use the current, as he explains here. They lose their sense of up and down, and slowly detach from the rocks. And you can catch them in the current. So that's what they're going to do. It's under the cover of night. It's very nice atmosphere that Araki creates here. And the motive is also well, because Tonio, as you guys know if you've read part 4, his food heals your ailments. It makes your skin moist. It makes your eyesight better. It just has this natural healing property to it with his stand, Pearl Jam, or Pole Jam. That's a stupid name. And he has a lover who is fatally ill. What is it called? Mortally ill? Has a bad illness. You know, like cancer, something really bad like that. Antonio is ashamed, as he says here, that he couldn't help her with his stand. So he thinks that using this rare fish, he can heal her. Excuse me, by the way. I hope you guys didn't hear that. So they go looking for it. And at first, it looks like it's going to be an easy job, right? Oh my gosh, we're surrounded by them. This is going to be easy. Until Rohan comes up, and he's like, "Wait, where'd he go?" He's nowhere to be found. Suddenly disappeared. Everything was going well. Well, it turns out these little suckers suction cup their way onto Tonio, and are effectively drowning him. It's not malicious, it's just their defense mechanism to latch onto the nearest thing. And it weighs them down by a lot because it throws off the balance whenever they're swimming. And Rohan, afraid of drowning himself, is slowly starting to get heavier and heavier as these things latch onto him. But in his indomitable will, he goes back down, he gets the rope, and he's able to get all of these little suction cups off of him in time so that way he himself doesn't drown, and so he can save Tonio. There's a lot more to it that I'm kind of brushing over, but that's kind of the gist of it, as you guys are getting it. He removes his clothes to get those suction cups off of him until they get back on him one more time, and he uses Heaven's Door, as per usual, to remove them, and he's able to save the day and make it back to Morio by using the octopus to pry them off, because it was established earlier that octopus were the natural enemy. Aren't I so good at reviewing things? But he figured out that this thing, that it was supposed to be really easy to catch these guys in all the history books, was actually, as he explains here, an ancient trap. This is the graveyard of those who came long before us. They tried to poach. They came here knowing the behavior of these fish and tried to catch them. They read some book and thought it was going to be easy and died even easier. And that's how they stop people from poaching this, is because they make it seem easy. Anybody who tries to go do it, well, they get drowned. Of course, Rohan does not move for anybody, not even a fish. And we get Araki's anecdote at the end. And he says the exchange for making this entire short was that exchange right there. I'm poaching. That's why I'm interested. And yeah, I think that was the highlight of the entire thing. There's really not much to say about it. It's getting harder and harder to review JoJo content just because I like JoJo because it's so twisty, right? But at the same time, that's also why I don't like it, because the twists become so specific and I don't want to say mundane, but it's so specific in all of the certain areas, and sometimes it's even, what do you call it? Not too specific. Sometimes it's too convoluted to work, and it doesn't have proper setup to the twist, and I just can't really get behind it sometimes. That was the only short story that I had not read from Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe, but if I'm being honest, the twist in some of these is, and whether that's because I can't get invested as much in the characters because I know it's a little bit more ABC, start, middle, end sort of structure as a story, so there's not as much stakes, or it doesn't feel like there are as many stakes as there would be in other larger forms of JoJo, especially with the characters. Something about it just doesn't click for me. The animation, I like the animation. I even like the live action. I think the live action is very interesting and well done for the way that it adapts the story. But I was hoping whenever I read the manga for Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe, and I did like the very beginning, the kind of moral of the story kind of lesson that they did in the first story. But other than that, I can't really get behind some of the more convoluted JoJo stuff. And in the main series, like Part 5, I haven't been keeping up with that one. Obviously, I've seen the entire part. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be picking those up. Or maybe I will. They might go half off on sale. Who knows? For future reference, I'm going to be doing more Berserk, as usual. I'm still loving the series, not as much. I'll explain that in the other video. But you guys should be looking forward to a short story from yours truly, with accompaniment illustrations, a cover, all sorts of stuff. It'll be put out digitally, coming soon. Most of the story is already done. I just got to start working on the illustrations and go with it, and then it's we'll see what happens from there, right? It's really exciting. I'm excited to put it out and get some movement on my publishing. Then I'm hoping to put out an art book with all the prints that you guys have seen me live stream, that you guys have seen me draw, and see where we can take it, right? So that's been the video. Tell me what you guys think about Rohan. If you guys like it, tell me why you like it, because I really want to get more invested in these characters and maybe see some things that I'm not necessarily seeing right now. Like, subscribe, follow my social media, links are in the description, and with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.